Chris Paul. The head coach of the visiting team is Drew Bond.
Here in the start of a new season. Tonight, it'll be the Utah Jazz going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm Kevin Harlan. We've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony alongside, and our sideline reporter tonight, David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, the ceremony was delayed, and understandably so, but at last, the Hall of Fame class of 2020 was enshrined. And what a class it was. Led by Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and of course, the late, great Kobe Bryant headlining the 9 inductees. There was tremendous poignancy with Kobe's inclusion coming so recently after his tragic death. And it was a night that none of us are going to forget. Guys?
Thank you, D.A. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Nader in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Jazz, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. Bogdanovich out there with Joe Ingles. And it's Gobert in at the 5. A lot of teams with a lot of new players, Greg, this time of year can be a real challenge to mesh.
No doubt. You know, getting everybody on the same page sometimes, it can take time. And then you have to build that trust. Weathering the storms together will obviously help you do that.
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. Here is Paul. Elbow shot is on the way. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Right there from mid-range. This is where Paul's craftiness is magnified.
Conley kicks to... Checked in for the Jazz. Mudiay comes in for Michael Conley. The Jazz have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
And last season, at least at first, it was a challenge for Ingles to mesh with Mike Conley.
Yeah, I mean, Conley came in to run the offense, which kind of took the ball out of Ingles' hands a little bit. Then Conley goes out with the hamstring, and that allowed Ingles to get back into rhythm, and he's been able to handle that load many times for this group. And this team looking to get him the ball and get him in rhythm quickly.
Because he's someone that you lean on at the offensive end. Establish him early.
Oklahoma City's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Stolen by Mitchell. Now, here's Clarkson. Guarded closer. Mudiay, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Puts it up. Gilgeous-Alexander finds Schroeder. Second chance effort. And Junior with the nice bucket inside. Greg Jr., as you know, taken in this year's draft. He didn't last long on the board, and this team jumped on the chance to draft him.
There are a lot of high upside players in the draft, but none more so than Junior. He's an athletic monster and could end up being the best player of this class.
For Utah, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And the technical free throw is good.
High character kid, well spoken. In fact, Mitchell's pre-draft interviews helped him rocket up the board.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Tony Bradley comes in for Gobert. And it's Georges Niang in for Joe Ingles. Another miss by Utah. And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Thunder. And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Junior. And a great assist by Gilgeous-Alexander as that one goes in. Junior's got his second bucket of the game to go. Utah's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now Clarkson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And Bradley gets it to go.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander. Banked in off the glass. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Mitchell. 3 seconds left. The shot, no good. A good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. It's the Thunder as they wrap up the first quarter with a 13-5 run. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And if you're wondering whether players watch the standings, check out.
One thing we have to do is stop comparing ourselves to last year. Early in the year, we was doing that every couple games. We was like, man, our record was here, this was that. And teams change, your games have to change.
You know, Greg, he makes a great point. Even when you have mostly the same guys, every season is different.
And if you're a coach, it'll give you gray hairs trying to preach that to your players. Many guys don't believe it until they're in it and then have to dig themselves out of a hole.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
And they have the guys to do it. Play to your strengths, and they can make up for some of your weaknesses.
Emmanuel Mudiay out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then there's Bradley. Then it's O'Neal. And it's Niang in at the 4. That's the group right now for Utah. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Mike Conley is a 3-time Sportsmanship Award winner. He's also won the Teammate Award. And he's never been assessed a technical foul at any level of basketball. Now, some ask if going easy on the refs costs him calls down the road. But Coach Quinn Snyder said, it's hard to imagine that handling yourself with poise and respect can ever be a negative. Guys?
Well said. Thanks, David. Here's Schroeder after the basket by Utah. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. And slam dunk by Noel.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And the Jazz call time here. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma maters.
Do it for the first half, a competitive game. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were to... The Thunder making a switch here. For Oklahoma City, they have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
And that one falls for Paul.
And, you know, we talk a lot about Paul as a leader on and off the court. Was elected president of the Players Association back in 2013, re-elected for a 4-year term in 2017. People simply trust his point of view.
Taking a look at the Thunder. Mike Muscala out there with Gallinari. Then there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Junior in at the pivot, manning the middle. Gallinari passes to Paul. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots from 14, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Paul's got 16 points. Well, we know for Chris Paul, Greg, it's nothing new to lead, but on Oklahoma City last year, he had to do it without being surrounded by superstars.
You know, that's okay. Paul's a guy who wants to set the table. You have to have the ball to do that, and he's at his best when directing traffic and making his teammates better. Yeah, easy call.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
And when you shoot 86 from the line like he did last season, you usually cash in on those opportunities.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Tony Bradley's checked in for Gobert. Clarkson comes in for Joe Ingles. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Mike Conley. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Schroeder's checked in.
Gallinari, very unselfish, draws a lot of defensive attention, which often leads to open teammates.
To the middle, here's Bradley. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Bradley's got his 3rd bucket of the night. And so it's Paul bringing it up for Oklahoma City. It's a 1-point game. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
And that's going to happen. Paul recognizes the imbalance in the defense, delivers a perfect pass.
Mudiay pass to Bradley. Second shot opportunity. He takes it up and lays it in. Bradley's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Reason why: lack of focus, lack of communication, which led to second chance points.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Clarkson against Gallinari. Clarkson picks to Mudiay. Back to Clarkson. Got a piece of it, and they'll keep possession.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
For Utah, they have made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10. Free throw good. Clarkson.
And you know, Clarkson entering the league as a 2nd-round pick, a little unsung for most of his career, but always seems to find a way to contribute.
So we see the Thunder get the win here. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.